The truth is that Allard is greatly underperforming what many people's expectations for him would be going into this season. And it's hard to completely put that on Allard when your offensive system is failing him in the biggest of moments. I think you have to put that on Yurcich, but at the same time, you look at previous offensive coordinators and they've come in and they've done subpar jobs, bad jobs you could even say, in the big games, despite being good enough everywhere else. James Franklin has consistently had teams in the top 15, top 10, but never the top 5. He has been completely unable to beat Michigan and Ohio State throughout his tenure. In fact, the only top 10 regular season win under James Franklin was the Kick Six in 2016. That's just a crazy thought, because this Penn State team is thought to be playing at a top 10 level every single season, and yet they're not beating any top 10 teams. Last season in the Rose Bowl over Utah was our first top 10 win since the 2016 Big Ten championship against Wisconsin. So, for many years under James Franklin, he has been successful enough to lead Penn State teams to the top 15, top 10, but not ever to beat the top 10 teams. And then you fire Yurcich here after he can't do it against Ohio State and Michigan. And a whole bunch of fans are bringing up the question, who is this really on? What's the common denominator here? Whose fault really is this that we can't win big games? And the easy answer is, well, our offense sucks. It was Yurcich's fault. But you zoom out and you really think about it here. In my mind, no matter who we go and get as an offensive coordinator, there are some candidates, Sean Lewis, you could look at Joe Brady. It's more unlikely that Brady comes to us now because he might become the new OC with the Bills. Some people are even throwing around that we go ahead and get Joe Moorhead back. I know some people that just remember those glory days of 2016 would absolutely love to have him back. I don't think it would be the best hire available, but it's a possibility. Basically, any of these top guys that you could be getting, I don't think they fix your problem. I don't think that they get you over the hump, and I don't think they win you those games. And so you look at it, it's like, well, what do you do if you want to win those games? And the tough answer might be you might have to completely change what you're doing here. The hard answer might be you have to get rid of Franklin. The reason that's tough is because he's done so much for your program. And when he came into your program, you were not even close to a top 10 team. In fact, Penn State wasn't a ranked team. They weren't even close to a ranked team when Franklin came in. And he led that team to a Big Ten championship early in his tenure. He hasn't done it since, but he's brought a lot of success to the program, especially last season. Winning the Rose Bowl was a pretty big deal because that's something that it was a top 10 win, and it was a bowl win, a New Year's Six win. Penn State has several New Year's Six wins under James Franklin. But I think the key here is that Franklin has never made a playoff, and that's simply because he's been unable to beat Ohio State and Michigan.